Hello all of you, welcome to the day 14 of the GST classes and second day for our ITC chapter, Input Tax Credit. There are so many amendments right now in the GST, not for your syllabus, but around us. I don't know if you're reading everyday paper, and today a biggest joke which is going on in all the group is now some of the essential items are also taxable. Like paneer is taxable at 5% and butter is taxable at 12%. All the masalas are taxable at 5%. So what would be the tax rate of paneer butter masala? Just joking, sharing with you all. Actually, मुझे भी share करना था. But हाँ, तो क्या होगा? Paneer butter masala is going to be chargeable at 5% because we are getting it from the restaurant or caterers or whoever, and food items is 5%. So this is the what you called as कि एकदम every moment what changes, that is the nature of the GST. But exam, one nice thing is they give a cutoff date till that whatever changes are there, they are applicable. Yes, definitely. Yes, Akash. Please keep sending your doubts. If you're having still a doubt in the definition and you've put up, I'll clear it. I will take first 10 minutes to revise section 16. Today's target is to do section 16. Yesterday we have done definitions, conditions subject to which you can ITC, you can avail with examples, and till problem number 4 we have done, right? Today we are going to do section 17. Section 17 is talking about blocked credit specifically, that you cannot take all the ITC, you can take subject to some restrictions. Tomorrow, and section 17 ke problems also. Section 18 is how do you take ITC in special cases when you come from composition to regular, regular to composition, sale, merger, demerger, one whole unit I am giving to uska stock ab aapka ho gaya. So like this is section 18. And of course rule 86B, which has been recently added and very important, so we would check up that also. Okay? All right. So now before we start, I would like to clear all your doubts. एक काम करते हैं ना, थोड़ा सा रनिंग नोट्स में से रिवीजन कर लेते हैं हमने क्या किया था लास्ट क्लास में. Input tax credit is like the pumping heart of the GST syllabus. It's like on what you can avail the credit, whatever you are buying, raw material or finished goods and other services you are availing for your business, or capital goods you are buying for your business. On everything, you are also paying GST. So if you're a registered dealer, you can avail input tax credit and keep this input tax separate. When you have output tax minus input tax is the tax which you are liable to pay. Okay? All right. I've given you example for each and everything. What is input tax credit? Like 1 lakh is my purchase, 12,000. If I am not allowed 12,000 input tax credit, if I am not a registered dealer, my purchase cost will be 1,12,000. Simple. Right. Conditions for eligibility of the ITC. Then let us check it out. Buyer should be a registered person. If you are willing to take ITC, you need to be a registered person. Goods and services should be received on which you are claiming ITC. Invoice aa gaya, if goods have not come, you cannot take ITC. Goods should have been received, services should have been received to avail the ITC. Sometimes physically receiving the goods is not necessary. The exception to the rule is bill to ship model. I have purchased the goods from you. Immediately, I got an order from my customer and I transported the goods directly from you to my customer. I didn't get the goods to my godown. Transport में आया, वही transport की receipt से forward कर दिया. Assume to be I have received and I'll get ITC. Some purchases I did from you, and immediately I have sent it to my job worker for some reason and all. In that case also deemed to be received. There are many rules for job workers, but अब syllabus में नहीं है तो हम भी अभी detail में नहीं कर रहे. No correlation between the taxes. Okay, this month's input tax and output tax. Can I have all my purchases from Mumbai? I'm paying IGST. Can I have all my sales in Hyderabad, Telangana, CGST, SGST? Is this set off allowed? Yes. So IGST should be set off with input IGST and output IGST. But if not, can it be set off in CGST and SGST? Answer is yes. CGST and SGST mutually cannot be set off. This with example we have done in the first chapter, we again be doing in the end in this chapter. So no correlation between taxes. Third point. Next point is no correlation between product. This month I just purchased raw material M. Are you all checking my screen? I've just purchased raw material M. है ना? I know digital pen है ना, थोड़ा संभाल के रखना पड़ता है तो मैं भी compass box use कर रही हूँ. Yeah. So raw material I'm purchasing M to manufacture Y, but it so happened that I just have sold Z in this month. Whatever is your purchases, whatever is your sales, just whatever tax you have paid, set off, no one-to-one correlation between the product. ITC can be availed based on tax invoice or debit note. Valid documents should be there to avail the ITC. Receipt of goods should be there. Bill to ship model I have explained. Tax should be paid to government by the credit act. If I have purchased from you, I can take 4 months credit period. But for you, so it is output tax, no? You should pay the tax to the government and you should file the return, GSTR 1 and GSTR 3B. So automatically the output tax for you is input tax for me and it will be auto-populated in my GST. Are you all with me? आपके लिए जो output tax है, आप तो next 10 तक you will pay to the government and file your return. That will automatically come in my GSTR 2A, 2B as. Now, what are these GSTR? We'll do in the returns chapter. Furnishing of return is mandatory to avail the ITC. Routine return. If inputs are received in lot, I have got the invoice, I have started getting the goods. but I'm getting it in 3 lots, yet I have not received the third lot. Once you receive all the goods, then only you can avail the ITC. Yes? Right. So with this, we have solved some problems also. Yeah. 16 subsection 3 talks, if you are buying capital goods for your business purpose, for furtherance of business, on capital goods, 1,10,000, sorry, say 1,200, you have paid ITC. One option is 10,000 you capitalize in the books, charge depreciation on 10,000 and here, and 1,200 you take ITC. Second option is if you capitalize in the books 11,200, including the ITC, then you can't avail ITC. दो फायदे नहीं लोगे ना. Output ITC minus input ITC is what you pay. So that and the original 1,200 दोनों को आप नहीं लोगे ना. समझ में आ रहा है? If you buy capital goods on that, whatever is the GST, either you keep it separate as input tax credit, or you capitalize in the books and charge depreciation. Either of it you can do. Time limit for availing ITC. Ma'am, I purchased some goods in August 21. Abhi na July 22 chal raha hai. So August 21 I purchased and I missed taking the ITC. Can I take it now? Yes. For financial year 21 and 22, next September, that is September 22, का last day of filing the return क्या है? October 20. Are you all with me? Financial year 21-22 का return, annual return you can file by 31st December 22. And September's return you can file by October 22. So whichever is earlier, by that time you can claim ITC. I paused and said earlier is, suppose your annual return you can file by 31st October, but you filed your annual return on 31st May 22. Financial year 21-22 खत्म हो गया, मई में रिटर्न भर दिया, वहीं तक आप ITC क्लेम कर सकते हो. Yes, one problem also we have solved. One concept, one problem we are going. Even today's class, some block credit, some problems. Tomorrow also, that composition से routine में shift हो गए. Example. ITC कैसे लेना है? Example. ITC reverse कैसे करना है? Example. ठीक है? ITC कितने दिन पढ़ना है? आप बताओ. I'm not joking. I'm literally asking you all because it's like question number 1 for 10 marks. And it's very scoring. Sure. And then proper documents should be there. If you avail it on fake invoices, it will not be allowed. That I have told you. Purchase bills should be paid within 180 days. See, when you purchase the goods, at the most 3 months, 4 months, 5 months credit, so 180 days may you have to pay. From the date of the invoice, purchase bill should be paid. If not paid, then whatever ITC you have availed will be reversed. Are you all with me? And 18% interest will be charged from date of the credit till date. See, section 16 is over, but rule 37 is like extended condition. अच्छा आपने ITC ले लिया, अभी तक पे नहीं किया? नहीं, मेरा तो credit period चल रहा है. I usually take 4 months credit period. Fine. More than 180 days, if I have purchased the goods, I have received the goods, I have taken ITC, and if I have not paid you, I need to reverse the ITC as output tax payable. And the day I availed ITC, the day I reverse for that many days, I have to pay interest at the rate of 18%. Okay? Clear to all of you? So with this, we have solved the last problem also. Now your doubts are related to definitions only. So I will clear it now. ये देखो, आपका जो doubt है ना, मैं clear करती हूँ. Exempted supply is supply on which tax is not levied at all. Nil rate or which is wholly exempt in section 11. Section 11 I have not taught you. It's like chapter 4. Up to this is exempt. Up to, they have given some limits. So if it is exempt, or nil rate. Nil rate is taxable, but right now the rate is nil. Huh? Or non-taxable supply. Supply which is not at all taxable. Like we have schedule 3 in section 7. याद है आपको? Crematorium services, court and tribunal services. These are exempted supply. Non-taxable supply on which GST is not leviable. Nil rate are on which right now the rate is nil. Now these three are one part. I want all of you to put in bracket. Exempted supply, non-taxable supply, nil rate supply, they are in one part, and zero rated supply. Zero rated supplies, for example, if I am supplying paneer, आज का latest example वही चल रहा था, हम भी वही बात करते हैं. I am supplying paneer to you. नहीं है भाई, पनीर नहीं बना रही हूँ मैं, घर पे ही बनाती हूँ, पर आज नहीं बनाया. तो ऐसे ही बस आपको पनीर सप्लाई कर रही हूँ, तो मैं कितना GST चार्ज करूंगी? 5%. Now listen, if I am supplying paneer to Hriday, Hriday yours is in SEZ, Special Economic Zone, and I am supplying paneer to you. On paneer, is GST leviable? Yes. But when I am supplying the same paneer to SEZ and all, sometimes it's like, zero rated. Output tax तो है नहीं. Input मिलेगा इनको काफी बार, but they cannot charge. Are you getting my point? I am a seller. I am selling paneer in the market at 5%, but when I am selling paneer inside SEZ, it becomes zero rated. What about my purchases? मेरा purchases पे तो GST लगता ही है ना? Yes, that's what we are going to do today in section 17. If you purchase the goods for your business purpose, you can avail 100% ITC. I'll explain this with a concept also, but अभी यहीं पे सुन लो. If you purchase whatever is your purchase, you are using for taxable supply and exempt supply. Only proportionate credit you can take of ITC. 100 rupees ITC, 60% is used for taxable production, 40% for exempted supply, so 60% ही ITC मिलेगा. If you are purchasing 100 and 60 you are supplying in domestic tariff area other than SEZ, 40 you are supplying in SEZ. SEZ zero rated area में जो supply होता है, 100% you can take the credit. मैम बट मेरा आउटपुट पे तो जीरो रेट है, आपने ही बोला if I am selling in SEZ no output tax, and input पे I have availed ITC. I can use this on other products if I am selling in the domestic area. If not, I will get a refund. Refund you will study in finance. Now, did you get the difference? What is exempted or non-taxable and nil rate? Not taxable at all. In तीनों को, in layman's term, they are all exempt, not taxable. What is zero rated? Zero rated is, and actually the rate is there, but because you are exporting goods or you're supplying to SEZ or you're supplying to SEZ developer, the rate is made zero. Let us see an overview of the scheme. Introduction, we have seen ITC is considered as a lifeline. I hope you all are enjoying this. What are the salient features of? Actually, you have sections till 21. ITC the बहुत detail में job worker ये वो सब वो NRTPs and कब भी है. So 19, 20, 21 is not in our syllabus. Scheme is designed to avoid cascading effects. Yes, input tax minus output tax. Again, whatever is output is input for you and so on. ITC is available on all the inputs and capital goods used for the purpose of business. Exception is block credit when ITC is not available. ITC is used for payment of tax on taxable output supply to avoid cascading effect. GST law does not require one-to-one correlation between input service and final product. Any eligible ITC can be used for payment of tax. Yes, कोई correlation की जरूरत नहीं. IGST is another core aspect of GST. It is transitory tax to enable the transfer of ITC when goods or services move from one state to another. And how at the end proper state gets the credit, we have seen that in chapter 1. ITC can be availed for payment of tax on taxable supply as a natural. This ITC is not available when tax is not payable on output supply. If my output is exempt, I can't avail ITC. Exception, star mark for FAQs or MCQs and all this. Exception to above is zero rated supply where ITC is available even if no tax is payable on output. If I am selling only exempted supply, मैं ITC लेके क्या करूँ? मेरा supply exempted है. But if I am supplying exempted and regular, I'll take proportionate. Only exempted, don't take ITC. Now, if you are supplying taxable and zero rated, on zero rated also you can take ITC. I'll give you running notes for this, don't worry. Such ITC can either be used for payment of tax of supplies made with tax or refund of the same can be obtained. This simple mechanism is used to make exports and supplies to SEZ completely tax-free. You can either use it for the payment of other supplies or get a refund. If taxable person is making both taxable and exempt supply, he is entitled to take full credit for input service, capital goods used for taxable supply. No credit which is used for exempted supply. यही है आज का section 70. You must be thinking, ma'am, you didn't read the introduction and directly you started with definition and concept of section 16 yesterday. क्योंकि ये chapter ही वैसा है. अगर मैं कल आपको ये बताती तो नहीं समझेगा, आज समझेगा. If common inputs are used for taxable as well as exempted supply, proportionate ITC attributable to taxable supply is available. Common ITs apportion the ratio of value and details of which are given. All clear? पहले अब डाउट पूछो. कल के क्लास में, आज के रिविजन में almost 20 minutes are over and we are still doing the revision. कल हमने ये प्रॉब्लम्स किए थे. प्लीज डोंट मिस अ सिंगल क्लास ऑफ ITC. These are linked knowledge. And do you remember in the time of supply, how did I link at the end and compare 12 to 13 to? वैसे ही I will do here. Yesterday I talked about section 16. आज मैंने फिर रिवाइज किया. कल मैं आपको फिर से section 16 का एक फ्लो चार्ट बताऊंगी. So it's like every day I'm going to spare time for revision. Don't come late thinking that you know everything. ये मैं स्क्रॉल कर रही हूँ, ये क्लियर है आप सबको? Yeah. When you receive the invoice, you can avail ITC, but one exception is that if some invoices you have received the goods, but others have not taken it in their GSTR1 return, I can avail the credit only 5% of what they have taken. 80 invoices they have taken. They means who? Seller. उसने 6 लाख टैक्स बताया, भर दिया. मेरे को 6 लाख, I got 6 lakh rupees का ITC. 20 invoices he only didn't furnish. So even though I have received invoice, I have received goods, still I cannot take the credit because whatever is purchased for me, dear students, those 20 invoices are sale for me. If you have not taken it in your output tax in GSTR1, I can't claim the input credit, no? So I can take at the most 5% of 6 lakhs. 5% not of 4 lakh, 5% of the eligible credit. So we have seen these examples and we have solved the problem and documentation we have done. Now let us start with section 7. बहुत interesting है और बहुत अच्छे questions आते हैं. Frankly, I don't think I'll be able to complete this chapter tomorrow and I don't want to do it. Because you know, इसके पीछे के ICI material के पीछे के questions भी सब discuss करना जरूरी है class. Let's see, either we'll take a, ठीक है ना, running notes भी लिख रहे हैं, फिर concept पढ़ रहे हैं, फिर problem. So 3 things we are doing. So let us take 1 class extra and see. Section 17 is talking about apportionment of the credit and blocked credit. दोनों. Section 17, 1, 2, 3, 4. All are talking about apportionment of the credit. When goods or services are used by registered person partly for business purpose and partly for personal purpose or other purpose, credit shall be restricted to so much of input tax which is attributable only to business purpose. ITC restricted to goods or services for taxable supplies. If same are used for taxable as well as exempt supplies. Partly for taxable, including zero rated. Taxable के साथ zero rated है तो भी you can take ITC. Are you all getting? Partly for your output is partly taxable, partly zero rated, you can take credit. And partly for exempted hai, the amount of credit shall be restricted to taxable supplies, including zero rated supply. But you can't take ITC on supply of goods or services which are used for exempted supplies output. Gst specifies ITC may be availed on inward supplies for making zero rated supply notwithstanding exempted nature. वो फिर कैसे तो set off होगा. What is zero rated supply? Again they have defined here. Export all supplies to SEZ. ठीक है? Okay. First I want all of you to open your running notebook. We are going very slow. We have started with today's class after a revision. तो अब ना इसको शुरू करते हैं. नया दिन, नया color, music. You know, sometimes if you listen to music just before the class, कभी तो मैं on कर ही देती हूँ आपका wait करते करते, सब लोग join करते हैं. नहीं भी तो you can just do that and see how your energy is lifted. By the time you are switching on the lecture, opening your book, some peppy music, if you listen for 5 minutes, whatever is motivating for you, it will be very helpful. Section 17. Subsection 1, 2, 3, 4 is talking about proportionate credit, proportionate ITC lena. And section 17.5, what we'll do later part of the class today, blocked credit. Block करो. कोई परेशान करता है तो हम उसका फोन नंबर ब्लॉक कर देते हैं. तो इस पे ऊपर आपको आईटीसी नहीं मिलेगा, लॉक कर दो, ब्लॉक कर दो. सेक्शन 17.5 लिस्ट है. ठीक है, चलो लेट अस टेक अप सेक्शन 17.1 सेज गुड्स, इनपुट गुड्स, input goods and services. Can I call it as input supplies? Are you all with me? Input goods and services or input supplies used for business. जो भी input goods और supplies आपको आ रहे हैं और आप further business के लिए use कर रहे हैं, goods भी services भी, ITC available. Used for other purpose, personal purpose या जो भी है आपका, ITC not allowed. Are you all with me? Whatever purchases of goods or services on which ITC is availed, used for business purpose, yes. If not, no. Are you all comfortable writing with me? If not, pause the video. Section 17.2. Input supplies used for taxable supplies and input supplies which is used for taxable supplies and zero rated supplies. Input supplies which is used for taxable supplies and zero rated supplies. ITC allowed. Input used for exempted supply, ITC not allowed. Flowchart exam में नहीं बनाना है. They'll give you a case and you have to solve. You know, when I teach concept, I use flowcharts for mind mapping. Then we read from the material, and when we solve the problems, we apply. Oh, ma'am, if the inputs are used for taxable and zero-rated supplies, even the output is nil, you can avail the ITC. Exempted supply, no. Exempted includes, you can write includes nil rate, non-taxable, exempted at all. So, clear है 17.1 and 17.2? Easy. Ma'am, how to calculate proportion and all, they will not ask you. Chalo, now 17.3. Just read it. 17.3 says, value of exempted supplies shall be including supplies on which recipient is liable to pay tax on reverse charge basis. Supplies on which recipient is liable to pay tax on reverse charge basis. That will be included in exempted supply. मतलब उस पे, you know, your RCM में आपने tax तो pay किया है, but that is not your output tax. Transactions and securities, no ITC. Sale of land and building, then entire consideration is received after completion by that MCH ने, competent authority ने दे दिया और बाद में आपने सेल किया, तो as if you are selling immovable properties, तो GST है ही नहीं. हाँ, अभी construction is going on and yet the occupancy certificate is not received, and if you transfer, it's like you are giving services. आप किसी को आधा अधूरा घर बना के दे रहे हो, स्लैब डाल के दे रहे हो और वो पूरा घर बनाएगा, तो फिर आपको मिलेगा. ठीक है. हाँ, है some emergency calls, I had to stop the recording. तो हम कहाँ थे ना, link is lost. क्या पढ़ रहे थे? हाँ, तो 17.1 is business or personal pro rata. Taxable and exempt pro rata. Now included in exempted supplies, मतलब output में RCM is not, उसके ऊपर आपको credit तो मिलेगा, but वो output में नहीं आएगा ना. Transaction and security, this just remember R for reading. When I'm saying R for reading, trust me dear students, I don't want you to mug up everything like this, नहीं तो ना कुछ याद नहीं रहेगा. And now most important, जिस पे exam में question आता है, Section 17 subsection 4 read with rule 38. Rules are explanations. Yesterday we have done rule 36. Today we are doing rule 38. Tomorrow we will do rule 40, rule 44. They are additions to the sections. Now this is applicable for banking company, financial institutes, including NBFCs. Now you all should know right now, some of the banking services are taxable, जिस पे GST है. Yes, जैसे check bounce होता है तो you pay the charge to the bank along with GST. You want a new checkbook? Say 200 rupees is the charge, on that 12% GST. So some of the services of the bank are exempt and some of the services are chargeable to GST. पहले ये बात समझ में आई? सोचो. Next time if bank is charging, there's a person sitting in the bank, may I help you? Go and ask. Ma'am, if I want a statement, how much would be the charge? 150 rupees. On that, how much GST you are charging? Just for the sake of knowing. Token लेके बैठना पड़ता है ना काफी बार क्यू में. RTGS कराओ, डिपॉजिट करना है, लॉकर खोलना है. अब ये मत बोलना कि हम बैंक जाते ही नहीं चाह रहे तो जाओ. मालूम है आपकी शॉप में जो भी स्टाफ है वही आपका काम करता है. पापा जहाँ बोलते हैं साइन करते हैं. बैंक अकाउंट है लेकिन मॉम नहीं, मैम कभी हमने खोल के नहीं देखा है पासबुक. So knowledge is not restricted to class. That's the only thing. Come back to our topic. So bank is providing certain services with GST. Bank is providing certain services without GST. Now, should they avail 100% ITC? No, ma'am, it's wrong. Then they can avail proportionate ITC concept as given in section 17 subsection 2. Taxable supplies are related जो भी इनपुट है उस पे आईटीसी लो, एग्जाम सर्विसेज बैंक आप जो दे रहे हो ना उस पे आईटीसी मत लो। पर ये ऐसे कैलकुलेशन इज लिटिल डिफिकल्ट, so they have an option either to take that or they can take 50% of the ITC. Whatever ITC they are availing, assuming 50% is for exempted supplies and only 50% they will take. But listen, dear students, whatever choice bank makes, either proportionate ITC or 50% ITC, they can't change it during the year. 17(4) rule 38 over. कितना मजा आ रहा है, 17 1 2 3 4 टक 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 they are flowing. A banking company or financial institutes includes a non-banking engaged in supply of services. Like when the bank is giving you loan, they are charging interest. On interest, GST is not there. They have an option either to comply with 17(2). If you have a confusion, write down proportionate credit 17(2), or every month on amount equal to 50% of eligible ITC on inputs, capital goods and input service in that month, and the rest will lapse. पूरा ITC नहीं मिलेगा मैम, 50% ITC लेंगे तो बाकी ITC का क्या हो जाएगा, lapse हो जाएगा. 50% restriction not applicable in case of supply is made to it in its own establishment. Very interesting. Do banks have branches? Bank of Baroda. My account is in Bank of Baroda, Hyderabad, Nalapunta. We have Bank of Baroda in Chennai. We have Bank of Baroda in Mumbai. So can I receive some of the services from other banks of same entity? PAN is same, but this मतलब उनका registration number अलग है, state wise distinct entity. पूरा ITC ले लो. Allowed. 50% restriction shall not apply to the tax paid on supplies made by one registered person to another registered person having same PAN number. In such case, 100% tax credit will be awarded. I want to repeat, on all your input tax credit 50%, but if you are having that distinct person and all, then ठीक है, जो भी आपका supplies है उस पे 100% credit मिलेगा if they are another registered person with the same PAN and non-availment of ITC for non-business use and of blocked credit. Credit of tax paid on input services that are used for non-business purpose cannot be availed. Yes. Option 1, excise cannot be withdrawn during the financial year. And ITC of tax paid on almost, this is the 17.5 शुरू हो गया, ये 4 ही पॉइंट है. क्लियर है? या तो 50% लो या पूरा लो proportionate. हाँ, जो दूसरे establishment से आ रहा है, another registered person having the same PAN, we call it distinct entity, 100%. ITC on non-business used and blocked credit you cannot take at all. You can't take the credit on the non-business purpose, and block credit जो 17.5 है उसको भी applicable है. Option 1 excise cannot change. ठीक है? So let us go to our running notes. 17.1 is clear. एक बार check करो. कुछ doubt है तो पूछो. 17.1 clear है क्या आपको? (17.2) clear है. Now related to 17.2 only we have section 17.3. Included in exempt supplies. Included in exempt supplies. No ITC. If you want, write down. No ITC on क्या-क्या चीजों पे ITC नहीं मिलेगा? Supplies on which tax is paid on RCM. मतलब this is like treated as exempt supply, मतलब obviously आप उसको output supply में नहीं लोगे. Okay, just know this list is enough. Transactions in share market, transaction in securities, shares, debentures and all. And third one is sale of land and building. तो वैसे भी exempt है ना, it's unmovable property. Now section 17(4) applicable. या लिखो, कुछ डाउट है तो पूछो. Applicable to banks, all scheduled nationalized banks, सबको applicable. Financial institutes, NBFCs, and this is talking about Rule 38 along with section 17(4). Sections I am saying for the flow. If you don't remember, it's okay. Applicable to banks, financial institutes, NBFCs, Rule 38. Banks have option for ITC. A. Proportionate ITC as per section 17(2). पूरा credit मत लो, proportionate लो, which is frankly very difficult to get for the banks. Second is 50% of total ITC. Take credit, remaining will lapse. Take credit, remaining will lapse. अच्छा है, क्लियर है आप सबको? ये ना बैंक को ऑप्शन है 100% क्रेडिट on input supply from distinct entity. What is distinct entity? Other branch with same PAN. Bank of Baroda is having one PAN card. Head office branches सबका एक ही रिटर्न जाता है मिलके. बट फिर ब्रांचेस का अलग अलग रजिस्ट्रेशन होता है विद दैट. हाँ, 100% क्रेडिट ऑफ इनपुट सप्लाई फॉर डिस्टिंक्ट एंटिटी, उसमें कोई प्रोपोर्शनेट नहीं मिलेगा. ऑप्शन वंस एक्सरसाइज cannot be reversed. Option once exercised cannot be reversed during the year. Ma'am, now I want 50%, now I don't want, and this and all. No ITC for non-business, section 17(1), and blocked credit. वो तो है, ब्लॉक्ड क्रेडिट पे नहीं मिलेगा, नॉन बिजनेस पर्पस पे नहीं मिलेगा, पर exempted and taxable. Either you can take proportionate or you can take 50%. Whatever is the ITC for banks, 50% they can avail ITC, remaining will lapse. Whatever decision you take, stick to that. 100% of ITC for supplies received from other banks. I'll see if I can give some example for this tomorrow. आज तो नहीं. Clear है आपको? ठीक है? We'll pause here. You all go through section 17(1) and 2 and 3. पानी पी के आओ, break ले लो, and then we are continuing with 17(1), 2, 3, 4 हो गए. I'll start with 17(5), that is blocked credit. All right. So let us resume back. We have completed the revision of section 16, and in section 17 today, what we have done, 17(1) says business and non-business take proportionate credit. 17.2 says business made taxable and exempted, take proportionate credit. 17.3 says exempted part will include all this, on this GST is not there. 17.4 talks about banks and some conditions. Now we are doing section 17, subsection 5, which is talking about blocked credit. On all this, ITC is not allowed. Frankly, section 17, subsection 5, write down, please refer institute study material for examples. It's like 15 examples are given over there. I'll refer everything at the end. Of course, I'll discuss. Now we are starting with the concept of 17.5, which says on this ITC will not be allowed. And then for section 17, can we solve problems? Is pay allowed? Is pay not allowed? Can they give you a 5 marks problem and list out the items on which ITC will be allowed? Yes, right. प्रैक्टिकल टॉपिक है ये और बहुत अच्छा है. ठीक है, चलो शुरू करते हैं. Second. Yes, here we go. Input tax credit shall not be allowed in respect of following. And before we read that, let us introduce section 17.5. ITC of tax paid on almost every input and service used for supply of taxable goods or services is allowed. Same line of the business, whatever goods and services you are using for your business is allowed. Sorry, just please give me 1 second. Thank you for waiting. Sure. So, section 17 says ITC of the tax paid on almost every input and input service used for supply of the taxable goods or service or both is allowed under GST, except a small list. The negative list covers mainly items of personal consumption, input use of which results into formation of immovable property, except plant and machinery के लिए allowed है. Plant and machinery कभी-कभी ना, by the time you install plant and machinery, you bring the machinery, you bring the pump and you bring the pipes and all. By the time you install the ready plant and machinery, it has become immovable. फिर भी on that, whatever supplies you have used for plant and machinery, GST is allowed. But no GST is allowed. मैम मैं तो बिल्डिंग बिजनेस के लिए यूज कर रही हूँ, तो बिल्डिंग के सप्लाईज पे जो खरीदा उस पे तो जीएसटी दो नहीं मिलता. टेलीकम्युनिकेशन टावर्स, इफ यू आर इनटू दैट, पाइपलाइंस laid outside the factory, etc., and taxes paid as a result of evasion of tax. Okay, 3 years back, no, there was some GST payable. I didn't pay, and some invoices I have suppressed, but now I'm ready to pay the GST along with interest and penalty. Will this GST be allowed as input tax credit? Answer is no. Are you with me and are you clear? Yes, right? Now let us check up. Input tax credit for these items is not allowed. What is the first one in that? Motor vehicle. Or conveyance and other related services related to that motor vehicle, insurance, servicing, repairs and maintenance of that motor vehicle. And conveyance includes like vessel, aircraft, vehicle. So motor vehicle, vessel, aircraft and related services. Now if you purchase motor car, सर्विसिंग कराते हो, रिपेयर्स मेंटेनेंस कराते हो, इंश्योरेंस लेते हो आप उसका, तो फॉर ऑल दैट ITC is not allowed. Motor vehicle for transportation of person with a sitting capacity of less than 13 person, 5-seaters, 7-seaters, vessel, aircraft and any other conveyance. Motor car के लिए ये है less than 13 person. ITC is not allowed. This is a list when ITC is not allowed, except credit will be allowed when that motor vehicle is used for further supply of the motor vehicle. You are having a Hyundai showroom and you are buying 5-seater Creta and you are supplying. So whatever is your purchases of motor vehicle, even if it is a 5-seater or 2-seater and you are selling, you are doing the same line of the business allowed. Yes, but if I buy a motor car for to and fro for my director, if I buy one Creta for 5-seater to and fro my director, not allowed. Ma'am, if we have a bus for transportation of our employees and it's a 50-seater bus, अरे बिंदास ITC मिलेगा. आप लोगों को समझ में आ रहा है? Now onwards, what topic I am opening, I am giving you 5 examples. You can have 50 examples and they're already there in your material. Read it. We will also read it. ठीक है? आपको समझ में आ रहा है? Motor vehicle with less than 13% ITC can't be availed. Vessel, aircraft, other conveyance ITC, unless you are dealing with the supply. You are buying a vessel and you are selling a vessel ना. कुछ लोग ऐसे ships बनाने का काम करते हैं, aircraft manufacturing का काम है, तो they can avail. Or taxable supply of transportation of passengers. You are having 10 cabs and you are giving Ola services in the city. Now on those cabs, you are transporting passengers. Even though the cab capacity is less than 30, you will be allowed that. I hope there is no confusion. I'm giving you 5 examples. Ma'am, इस पे क्या होगा? आप पूछो, I will clear. Motor vehicle. सुनो पहले ध्यान से सुनो. Motor vehicle, if you are using for taxable supply of the passengers, it's allowed. You are having a transport car business for passengers, and in case of vessel and aircraft, to goods पे भी allowed है. If you want, add it. It's missing here. For vessel and aircraft, transportation of goods. अगर goods के लिए आप vessel और aircraft use कर रहे हो, other conveyance तो चलेगा. और imparting training or driving, flying, navigating. Are you purchasing an aircraft to give air flying club training to the new pilots? Are you buying a motor vehicle to give driving training? Yes, even if it is 5-seater, ITC is allowed on the purchase value of the motor vehicle. Motor vehicle is having same meaning, conveyance में vessel, aircraft सब मिला है. ITC or motor vehicle with sitting capacity of more than 13 passengers used for any purposes allowed. Even those who are used for constructions and all, dumpers and tippers and cranes and all, ITC is allowed because they are used for the same purpose. Are you all with me? फिर से एक बार. Motor vehicle, vessel, ships and all, aircraft, any other conveyance, ITC is not allowed except if they are in the same line. Buy the motor vehicle to sell, allowed. Buy the aircraft to sell, allowed. Or you are using it for transportation of the passengers or goods, allowed. Or you are using it for imparting driving training. Or in ships you are teaching them navigation and all. So some kind of training is going on, allowed. A car dealer is allowed ITC on car purchase for resale. A cab service is allowed ITC on the car purchase for cab. Driving school is allowed ITC on car purchase for driving. Examples are clear? ITC is not allowed on general insurance, servicing, repair and maintenance relating to motor vehicle, on which ITC is not allowed. अभी ये क्या बात होगी? Motor vehicle, I have a 5-seater motor vehicle for to and fro of my director from his home to office. Is ITC allowed on this vehicle? Answer is no. But on this vehicle, I am paying insurance, repairs and maintenance. And on insurance, repairs and maintenance, it's a kind of service. I am paying GST. Can I take credit of GST paid on insurance, repairs and maintenance? Answer is no. From now onwards, coming 1 hour, I'll be giving you n number of examples. Is it clear? Okay, you have purchased motor car for imparting driving training to students. On this motor vehicle, is ITC allowed? Yes. On this motor vehicle, you have taken insurance and you have incurred repairs. On that, you have paid GST. Can you claim ITC of that? Answer is yes. motor vehicle, general insurance, servicing and repairs is allowed only in case of motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft, which is allowed above. जिसपे खुद पे credit है, उसके related services are also allowed. Last in this, ITC on leasing, renting, hiring of motor vehicle, vessel or aircraft is allowed. ITC on such services allowed in case of subcontracting, that is when services are used by taxpayer who is in the same line of the business. Instead of buying, you have taken a cab on rent for training purpose, driving training. So you have taken it on rent, you are paying higher charges. On that you are paying GST. Will you be allowed credit? Answer is yes. Are you all getting? Leasing, renting or hiring of motor vehicle for further supply? Allowed. Leasing charges for transport of passengers. I have 5 Volvo buses which I have taken on lease or rent, and I am running passenger transport business in the Volvo buses. Will I be allowed that lease rent? Yes, as my expense. On the lease rent, whatever GST I have paid, will it be allowed? Yes. Ek bar padho please, I am here only. Put your answers in the chat box. Answers get out. चलो ठीक है. Read. If you have any doubt, you can ask. And I told you, Institute's material is having nice examples for this flowchart. Refer करो. Examples आप घर में पढ़ो, flowchart मुझसे मैं करूँगी. Once again, section 17, subsection 5, clause A is saying that motor vehicle or other conveyance related services and all which is used and on which you have availed ITC, you cannot avail ITC unless that motor vehicle conveyance and insurance and all are used in the same line, purchase to sale, or for transport of passengers or goods, or for imparting the drive. It is allowed. Okay. Next, goods and services for food, beverages, outdoor catering, health service, beauty treatment, other services not allowed. This is all a list of ITC not allowed. So again and again ITC not allowed. ऊपर ही लिख दिया है, ITC shall not be available in respect of following: goods and services, food and beverages. For my employees in my company who work with me, there are 200 employees and I have given to a caterer contract for the breakfast, lunch and dinner. He charges along with GST. Am I allowed to take ITC? Answer is no. Yeah, but I myself, I am a caterer. I got order of 1,000 guest entry, and because it's huge, in my catering only, I have appointed another caterer for the chaat section and the sweet section. मैंने बोला मैं उतना पहुंच नहीं पाऊंगी, तो sweets and chaats I have outsourced to another caterer. He will give me the bill. He will charge GST. And I am in the same line. I am also charging GST. Can I claim? Yes. Simple. Food and beverages. I purchase food and I sell it. So in the same line, if I'm using the services, it's allowed. Let us see. Food and beverages, outdoor catering, beauty treatment, health services, cosmetics, plastic surgery, life insurance, health insurance. No ITC is allowed. However, credit will be allowed when inward supply of goods or services or both of a particular category is used by a registered person for making an outward taxable supply of same category of goods or service, or both, or as an element of taxable composite or mixed supply. होता है ना? Mixed supply, composite supply, catering or event management. So आपने ना event management you have taken for guest of 500 people and engagement ceremony. Now, in the event management, music you have outsourced to someone. Catering you have out. So on this input catering bill, on the input music bill, do you have to pay GST? Yes. Can you take credit? Yes. Because put together all these services you have in the same line. So if it is in the same category, it is allowed. Membership of a club, health and fitness center, ITC not allowed. For my cream or key employees of company, I have taken Club Mahindra membership. On that membership, I am paying GST, ITC is not allowed. So input tax credit is not allowed. So what do companies do? If the membership is 5 lakh and on that 12% GST, 5 lakh plus 12% पूरा capitalize कर देते हैं. क्योंकि blocked credit है, मुझे तो credit नहीं मिल रहा. Travel benefits extended to employees on vacation such as leave or home travel concession. Employee related any services if you are giving. अब इसमें एक exception है. Credit will be eligible where government notifies services which are obligatory for an employer to provide to employees. For example, under the Factories Act, if your worker is working for more than 8 hours, you have to give him lunch or dinner or food. Under the Factories Act 1948, and for that you have kept the caterers. So are you obliged to give that service to your employees under a statutory obligation? Yes, ITC is allowed. I want to reread it. When the government notifies the services which are obligatory for an employee to provide, employer to provide to employees, it's allowed. Or such inward supply of goods or service or both of a particular category is used by a registered person for making an outward taxable supply of same category of goods or service or both as a part of taxable or composite. Sometimes, you know, in a composite supply which is taxable, you are giving both some, then ITC will be allowed. Okay? A caterer for official meeting gets sweet dish supplied by specialist in dessert. He is allowed to take the credit. I told you it's in the same line, so it is allowed. What we have done until now in the blocked credit, motor vehicle conveyance and related services, no ITC. Food beverages, creating health insurance and on, no ITC. Works contract, ये टॉपिक बड़ा वास्ट है. सीए इंटर में स्पेसिफिकली बोला है वर्क्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट उसे इधर टच करके हेलो बोल के छोड़ दो, हम भी छोड़ते हैं. हाँ लेकिन पढ़ना तो पड़ेगा ना. Works, I have made compare these notes with any other notes. It's a challenge. I've spent hours on preparing this material. I'm literally saying रात को जाके सुबह जल्दी उठ के I have prepared, and GST material need to be updated every moment. 86B भी है इसमें, all amendments are there. So trust me, I have deleted. बहुत सारा पढ़ोगे ना आप 17.5 के लिए तो आप confuse हो जाओगे. तो जो crux है उसका याद रखो so that you are able to solve the problems. Works contract, I hope you know construction related all the services definition we have done in the beginning. Works contract service when supplied for construction of immovable property, no ITC is allowed except where it is input service for further supply of the works contract. You are a contractor, you have taken a construction contract. कोई building बना रहा है, you are a contractor and you have taken some work and you are taking help of a subcontractor. Listen, subcontractor, I need 50 workers. Can you supply me so that I can finish this slab work in 10 days and give it to the builder? Builder is the one who is making immovable property. मेरी property नहीं है. I am just doing some service. Works contract is treated as not supply of goods, supply of service. लिख दो. Works contract is treated as supply of service. ये ना यहाँ लिखना तो गलती है मतलब. नोटबुक में लिखिए. But if it is in the same, you know, subcontracting, if it is in the same line, it is allowed. Where it is supplied for construction of plant and machinery. Works contract ही है, but it is supplied for construction of plant and machinery. तो प्लांट एंड मशीनरी के लिए जो भी वर्क्स कॉन्ट्रैक्ट सर्विस लिखते हैं वो अलाउड है। ऊपर ही मैंने बोला था एक्सेप्शन है, where value of the works contract service is not capitalized in the books. I have availed some works contract service for repairs of my building. छोटा मोटा repairs और उसके लिए I availed, and on works contract the contractor charged like for example I want someone to make a iron door or shutter, तो मैंने ना वो works contract को दिया छोटा सा काम। अब in that he has charged, and this expense I'm going to write it off in my repairs. Is it allowed? Yes. Where it is input service for further supply, allowed. Where it is supplied for construction, allowed. Where the value of the contract service is not capitalized, written off, irrespective of the line of the business, if you are paying a works contract and you are treating it as a revenue expense, it is allowed. ठीक है? Clear है सबको? Yeah. Plant and machinery means equipment, machinery fixed to earth and all, but excludes land building, no. ITC, telecommunication, no. Pipelines, no. And construction includes reconstruction, renovation, addition to the extent capitalized. If it is not capitalized revenue, ITC is allowed. आप जितना इसको ध्यान से पढ़ोगे, it will be easier for you to solve the questions. And I am not solving all the questions at the end. ITC we have done, ITC question. Tomorrow we will do section 18 wala, shift from composition to uske question. So like this we are doing is 17.5 के बाद ही we will do questions related to 17.5. On works contract, ITC is not allowed except for 3. Input and input service for self-construction of immovable property. ITC is not allowed on goods or services or both received by taxable person for construction of immovable property on his own account, including when goods or services are used in course of furtherance. Constructions are related. If you are constructing, then because it's an immovable property, ITC is not allowed. समझ में आ रहा है ना? GST is applicable on movable property. So immovable property पे तो नहीं आएगा. However, credit is allowed if they are for the construction of plant and machinery. Same point. When value of goods and services is not capitalized, you have written off in the revenue. And when construction is on not on own account, subcontract. यही point repeat हो रहा है. Subcontract में काम कर रहे हैं क्या? You are not constructing the building, dear students. You are constructing for someone else. Allowed. You are not capitalizing in the books. You are charging in the revenue. Is it allowed? Yes. Clear to all of you? एक बार देखो इसको. चलें साथ में. Now, inputs used under composition scheme. Goods or services on which tax has been paid under section 10 against bill of supply and all. Composition में actually other person cannot charge the tax only because he cannot issue the tax invoice. But indirectly or anyways, if we have paid, ITC is not allowed. Inward supplies received by NRTP, non-resident taxable person. So no ITC inputs by NRI, goods or services are both received by NRTP except on goods imported by him, ITC will be allowed. जो goods NRTP लेके आ रहा है उस पे एक limited पे में रहता है, but NRTP casual taxable person, TDS section 51, TCS 52 are in final. So just this list is there, याद रखो बस. Inward supply used for personal consumption. I go to a parlor and get my haircut done, I am paying GST. Can I avail ITC because I am a registered supplier for teaching service? Haircut से कोई लेना देना नहीं, वो मेरा personal खर्चा है. So on all my personal consumption goods and services, ITC is not allowed. Free sample gives goods lost, stolen, etc. Superb. You purchase the goods, availed ITC, now the goods are lost. Reverse the ITC, and on the lost goods, you can file insurance claims. Same for goods destroyed, written off or disposed of. Goods खरीदे पर आपने यूज ही नहीं किए, बाहर फेंक दिए, वो एक्सपायरी डेट हो गई. If you didn't use it, whatever ITC you have availed, reverse. Or if they are disposed of by way of gift and free sample and all, then also reverse. Free sample and इस पे कोई output tax नहीं है, तो input क्यों चाहिए आपको? So many companies, they offer free samples, you know, with one shampoo bottle, one hair oil small bottle free. So if it is given free, whatever it is the ITC availed on that, you have to reverse. Free sample gift पे ITC नहीं है. Tax paid in fraud cases, detention, confiscation, you know, by cheating, if you have suppressed the tax and then you are liable to pay GST, that GST is bad GST. You are forced to pay that. You have done something wrong. ITC is not allowed. So here we come to an end. Government can refer more cases. वो point ठीक है, चलो. Take your time. Is today's class clear? Then another 15 minutes. Let us solve good number of the questions and then we are done. 2 minutes I'll be back. आप continue करो. Read करो एक बार. Just I was seeing some builders are there outside, तो सब ठीक ठाक है या नहीं? Yes, here we go. You want me to revise once? 17.1 says business, non-business, only on business ITC allowed. Taxable, non-taxable, taxable plus zero rated ITC. ये point बड़े beautiful है for your MCQ. You can score marks if you're learning like this. 17.3. हाँ यार 17.3 हमने हाँ वो exempted वाला. Exempted supplies जो आप 17.2 ले रहे हो ना? In that includes the transactions related to land and building and securities and RCM and all. 17.4 is banks. 50% ITC or proportionate ITC, whatever option you take, continue throughout the year and you cannot change it in between the year. And if you're doing any purchases from your sister concerns, banks ke case mein, with the same PAN, other branches, yes, 100% ITC allowed. Now, input tax credit, blocked credit, motor vehicle मैंने आपको बताया, beverages और ये सब बताया, works contract पे नहीं मिलेगा unless works contract is in the same line, not capitalized. Works contract related to plant and machinery fully allowed. Yes, right now I'm doing the problem with you all, but if you are stuck up anywhere doing at home, you can just refer above and check, you will get all the answers correct. So problem number 4 we have done. So let us quickly do some very objective kind of the questions. Okay. What we can do here, we are doing, remaining we'll do in the notebook. X Limited, a manufacturer which is engaged in supply of taxable goods, has purchased 1000 kg of input of 10 lakhs on which ITC has been taken. Due to heavy rains, the said input got obsolete, kharab ho gaya, destroyed ho gaya, and their value is written off. Explain the treatment of the ITC. Write down ITC 1 lakh पे 6%, 6%. Sorry, 10 lakhs पे कितना होगा? नहीं मुझे वो रिस्क नहीं लेना. You are sending the answers in the chat box में मुझे ना करना. ITC 60,000 CGST and 60,000 SGST is to be reversed because these goods are destroyed. So whatever ITC you have availed, reverse it. This is like 8 point. Raj Limited, one-liner question for MCQs. Raj Limited is engaged in supply of works contract service for construction of immovable property. It gives a part of the construction work to subcontractor. Subcontractor charges GST in his invoice to Raj Limited. You are required to advise Raj Limited if it can avail ITC of the GST charged to it by the subcontractor. Answer is yes. Check the sixth question again. These are like small examples. If you have availed the work of a subcontractor in the same line of the business, ITC is allowed. Answer is yes. Because like for you, it is a subcontractor and you are doing the construction work of your own property. आप किसी और के लिए अगर कर रहे हो तो in the same line you can take the credit, or if works contract is for plant and machinery you can take it, or if works contract is not capitalized in the books you can take. Smile Limited is engaged, let us smile, in supply of passenger transport service. In the month of September, it has purchased 2 motor vehicles for 36 lakhs plus GST. You are required to advise if they can avail ITC. Answer is yes. One second. To all of you, Smile Limited will get the credit because they are providing the service. For which service ITC is allowed? Same line. Buy the motor vehicle, sell it. Or provide passenger service or goods transport ka service. And what is the third one in that? In the same line, that driving and all. Okay? Happy Limited conducted its AGM at head office Bangalore and availed service of silver caterers. Silver caterers charge 15 lakhs plus for outdoor catering. Will they be allowed ITC? No. Employee related amenities, anyways you are paying GST. ITC is not allowed unless it is obligatory to be paid statutorily as per government. See, you need to write answer. Now, answer is nothing but that provision, one line provision. Any benefit given by employer to employee, which is under the statutory obligation, and for that you are availed the service from outside and you have paid ITC, is allowed. Okay? Right. Let us solve this question now. Question number 9. These are all very simple and very scoring topics on which ITC is allowed. So, Doraemon Limited is a registered manufacturer and the same as capitalized in the books and determine the ITC. Kitna ITC milega? Electrical transformers which are used in the factory. Yes. On capital goods, ITC is allowed. Molds and dyes. You know, mold dyes जो use करते हैं ना, पार्ले जी, कैडबरीज हम जो खाते हैं तो वो मोल्ड में ही बनता है. Yes. Pollution control equipment. It's again an asset. Capital goods पे ITC is allowed. Capital goods purchase on which depreciation has been taken in full. No. If you have purchased the capital goods but 135, you have added in the capital goods and you have taken ITC, answer is no. Capital goods purchased from supplier who paid under composition scheme. So if you are buying from a composite supplier, will you be allowed to take credit? Answer is no. Now, this kind of question when comes in exam, like our income tax, income from other sources, PPF interest 5,000 inner column, outer column exempt. So that I don't have to write a note later on. In 3 hours, smartly you have to complete your paper and you are going to do it. Yes? Right. चलो करते हैं साथ में. Yeah, I want to show how to solve this question in the notebook. Let us do it very quickly. Problem number 9. Statement of ITC allowed. Input tax credit allowed रहेगा किस पे? Electrical transformer. It's like a capital goods. 2,10,000. It's allowed. Next is molds and dyes and jigs and all. Yes. 20,000. It is allowed. Pollution control equipment And energy saving devices you have to put in your factory. ITC is allowed. Capital goods on which depreciation you have claimed, even on the ITC part, not allowed. Capital goods purchased from composite supplier. Composite supplier se kharide, not allowed. So what is the total ITC? Isn't it a time saving question in exam? ITC weightage is out of 40, 10 marks. I'm telling you this chapter. 4 lakh, 34 lakh, 64,000, is it? Four lakh 76,000. Four lakh 64,000. Presentation is clear. I'm doing some, I will skip some. थोड़ा मैं कर रही हूँ, थोड़ा मैं skip करूंगी, फिर आपको समझ में आएगा या नहीं? चलो. Next, we are doing the problem. Determine the amount of ITC for Superman. Inputs used for manufacture of the final product. Yes. Food and beverages secured from sweet caterer for a dealer's meet. For your dealers. अगर आप खुद caterer हैं, you are availing मिलेगा या नहीं मिलेगा? Goods used for providing services during the warranty period. Okay. Warranty period में क्या रहता है? If part of the product, if a refrigerator is sold under warranty, not guarantee, so warranty में the part is replaced. Is that the part which is your routine purchases for your business? आप goods कार खरीद के बेचते हो तो कार के spare part भी तो रखना पड़ेगा ना? Some spare part which gets damaged, and as a company you have to provide it against the fixed servicing, जो 4-5 free रहती है. So goods used for providing the services allowed. I hope my speed is fine. Goods used for telecommunication towers नहीं allowed है. Immovable property नहीं allowed है. Plant and machinery is. Inputs stolen from the factory. If inputs are stolen from the factory, you will not avail ITC, and if you have availed, you will reverse it. ठीक है? So only on these two it will be allowed, and the answer is 74,000. Will you be able to write it in the notebook? Inputs 72,000 allowed. Food and beverages, employee related service. ऐसा थोड़ा inner column में लिख देना, not allowed, outer column nil. समझ में आ रहा है? Telecommunication goods not allowed, outer column nil. Like this you have to present, and the answer is 74,000. Let us check up the 10th question now. Goods which are supplied for captive consumption. Captive consumption means the goods which are supplied in the factory only, allowed. Goods purchased for being used in repairing the factory shed and same has been capitalized, not allowed. You have purchased some goods for repairing work, then you should have charged off to the revenue. If you capitalize, it's not allowed. It's not allowed. Cement used for making foundation and structural support of plant and machinery, yes. Plant and machinery, लगाते लगाते cement, iron, machinery, pipes, pumps, it has become still allowed. Inputs used in the trial run. Trial run is a part of my production. So definitely I'm buying potatoes. and I am making chips. Now, if I am buying some potatoes to get the trial run of the factory on that potatoes, am I allowed ITC? Yes. Food and beverages purchased for employees during office hours, tea, coffee, catering service for employees for gym service and membership of the club, and no, not allowed. So 11th question, let us do it in the notebook. One more very quickly. साथ में करना है, एक लिखना है आपको. 11th question in your notebook. Statement of ITC allowed. कितना ITC आप allow करें? First, goods are purchased for captive consumption. मतलब you are buying the goods for using it within the factory. 9,000 allowed. Goods purchased for repairing but capitalized. Goods purchased for repairing, खास लिखो, capitalized. If they would have charged it in the P&L account, allowed रहेगा या नहीं allowed रहेगा? Cement purchased with GST paid for plant and machinery. Yes, allowed. Inputs which are used in the trial runs. Trial run, I gave you the example of potato. It's allowed. Food and beverages for employees. Food and all for, you can write in brief in exam also, not allowed. Or you can write total ITC. $27,000. Presentation is clear? Yes. Yeah, I'm doing few and few. I'll give us homework. चलो कुछ और करते हैं फिर हम homework देंगे आपको. 7-star driving school imparts driving training. Determine whether the institute is allowed to take credit on the motor car purchase. Answer is yes. For driving it is allowed. For buying the car for selling is allowed, and vehicle used for passengers transport is allowed. Kung Fu is engaged in making machinery. चलो ये orally check कर दे. Electrical transformers used for the manufacturing process. Yes, allowed. Truck used for transport of inputs to the factory. Yes. So 13 is only for passengers. बाकी तो vehicle पे सब आ गया. Raw material, yes. Confectionery for employees, no. So 3 and 5, 7. 7,50,000 is the answer. Easy, clear to all of you? Yeah. Employee को गिफ्ट दे रहे कुछ भी कर रहे हैं ना, नहीं अलाउड है. 50,000 वाला लिमिट तो हमने पढ़े हैं. Car Zone is manufacturing cars, and now they have availed accounting and auditing service. They have accounting and auditing of Car Zone business manufacturer. So related service है ना, business से related. Yes, inputs and all. Health insurance services for employees. These are not under government obligation. No. Routine maintenance of cars manufactured by Car Zone. Yes. Repair service for office building. This repairing cost is charged off to P&L. Answer is yes. If this repairing cost is capitalized, you will not get. But this time the repairing cost, what you have paid to any works contractor, छोटा मोटा repair करा रहे हैं, you have charged off to revenue. So suppose repairing cost is 1 lakh. On that 15,400 you have paid GST. Capitalize that. Sorry, take ITC on that. Hotel accommodation and conveyance for employees on vacation, no. Testing services availed for car engine, yes. When you are selling the car engines, you need to avail all these services. So answer is yes. Do the total. Yes, faster than me. Correct. Or see, you need don't Dipti ma'am ना कभी-कभी टोटल में गलती करते हैं. आपको करेक्ट आता है और आपको एग्जाम के लिए भी करना है. If you copy now from screen, it will not help you. Total ITC is 37,100. ठीक है. 15th question we'll do it tomorrow. तो थोड़ा वापस से रिवाइज करके करेंगे ना. ये आज के क्वेश्चंस आप जरूर रिवाइज करो. All these what we have solved now. 15th I'll do it tomorrow. I'll start the class with 15th question. These are last two simple ones. We'll check it now. Chaplin is engaged in the taxable goods. Charlie Chaplin, Thomas, देखते हैं नहीं? Doraemon and Shin-chan and हाँ? चलता होगा. Okay, so he's a dealer. Sales, promotion, services. Related to his business, he is doing some sales promotion activities. Is ITC allowed? Answer is yes. Input of goods के सामने goods, service के सामने service. ऐसा नहीं है. I'm a trader. I buy goods. I sell it. But for selling the goods, if I have availed some services, input service on that I have paid GST, it's allowed. Like I am into teaching profession. So if mine is service, output service. But for input service, if I have purchased books, if I have purchased this camera, this light, this laptop, am I allowed to take credit? Yes. So sales promotion activities are related to business? Yes. Healthcare for employees? No. They hired a cab for rent of employees. Government has issued a notification mandatory for employees. Oh, government said under Factories Act कि आपकी फैक्ट्री बड़ी दूर है, माइन के पास है, आपको true and fro transport देना चाहिए. So you are providing cab service for your employees. On that you are paying 14,500 GST, and that cab service is under the notification. Answer is yes. Market research and quality control services are very well related to business. Yes. Works contract service for construction of office? No. Works contract in the same line? Allowed. Works contract for plant and machinery? Allowed. Works contract for क्या बताया था आपको थर्ड वाला? Plant and machinery allowed है, same allowed है, yeah, which is not capitalized in the books allowed. So this is for the construction, this is not allowed. So let us do the total. 16,200 plus 14,500 plus 28,000. 58,700. Even if those who are not there, just write it in the list and do this question in 2 minutes in the exam and score 5 marks. This time saver. Last one for today. Fund Limited, a registered supplier, is engaged in manufacturing process. They are having all purchase of cabs which are used for transportation of employees. No. If it is purchase of bus or 13 seat के बाहर तो allowed रहता था. Input consists of 3 lots, out of which only first lot is received. No. Write the reason inside. ITC only on receiving the third lot. Outside, nil. Capital goods out of 3, invoice of 1 item was missing and GST paid on that item is 125. So if invoice is not there, no credit is allowed. So here you will be allowed credit on only 1,25,000. Outdoor catering service for Diwali, for AGM and all, not allowed. Very simple questions these are. Total ITC allowed is 1,25,000. I know मैंने थोड़ा स्पीड पकड़ा, पर ये टॉपिक ऐसे है, ज्यादा ऐसे घुस के, just like deductions and income tax. ATC we spared 2 classes. ATD, we spared time. Remaining the last में 80, TT8, 80, TTV में से उठाए तो भी आना. Those who are learning from my videos, some concepts which are very important, I am putting all the videos, conceptual videos in YouTube also. So keep referring the playlist of taxation and GST. You will do a wonderful revision there. ठीक है? So that's all for today. We did a whole lot of section 17. We did revision of 16. I hope zero rated wala na bada favorable है. It goes with the taxable for availing ITC. Is clear? Exam पे नहीं मिलेगा. Section 17(1) proportionate, 17(2) proportionate, 17(3) exam supplies में क्या क्या लेना है for that proportionate, 17(4) for banks, 17(5) all these. This is not over. Section 17, I will start with the homework problem. You tell me the answer. एक जो छोड़ दिया है ना उसको कल मैं करूंगी, but आप घर से जरूर करो. Just invoices are missing and all. It's very simple. So do it please. And go through all the questions we have done in the class. Running notes, what we have written. I've not given any running notes for block credit. अब वो list clear है. फिर भी if you feel no ma'am, we want running notes for 3 exception for motor vehicle, 3 exception for works contract, let me know in the chat window. Otherwise, tomorrow we are doing section 18. How to avail ITC once you come out of the composition and exempt or sale and merger. Special circumstances में how do you avail? 16 is condition, 17 is block credit, 18 is special cases. And when you combine, you get beautiful 10 marks out of your 40 marks. If you feel I have shared you some worth video, please share this video with others also, because YouTube, you know, they boost. If in 1 hour the video is shared, they automatically boost it. And I want this knowledge to reach to many others. And if you feel you want to get connected with us for more such conceptual coaching, in the description our app link and pen drive and Google Drive classes link and all will be given. Come into the concept classes challenges community. I would be more than happy to teach you recorded classes, live classes. Next week live classes are starting from 25th of July. The regular online live batch and face-to-face also, those who want to come. Batch is starting for income tax and GST. If you want, you can join that. And if you're not willing to join, you've already taken the coaching, just watching the videos. If you have any doubt, you can stay connected with us through Telegram, through our WhatsApp link, or through Gmail. You can post your queries. Would surely love to clear it. I am on a mission to help more than 1 lakh students. ये conceptual जो coaching है ना, जो link करके पढ़ते हैं और जो समझ में आता है. I hope you have seen other videos for composition and basic knowledge what I have put up, and writing these running notes, reading the concept to the point concept. ज़्यादा पूरा नहीं. Sections आप load मत लो. It's my way of teaching so that we remember in a synced way, and that's it. But yes, the quality of the problems which I'm giving, you will be able to solve 40 marks GS2 paper ekdam takatak for sure. Thank you so much for sharing this video to at least 5 of whom you know it. See you all tomorrow for the same topic at same time. Right? Thank you. Bye-bye all of you. Bye.